Hi everyone, welcome to Playwright tutorial. Today in this tutorial, I am going to show you how to perform a post API request in Playwright with a simple and practical example. We will cover how to send data, validate the response, and understand the request flow while keeping everything business friendly. If you are learning Playwright for API testing, this video will give you exactly what you need, clear and easy step by step. So let's begin. Create a new test file. Right click on test folder, new file, and create a new file. Enter file name post dot expect. Yes. Now, first import test and expect. Import test and expect from Playwright. In this tutorial, I will use this example post request and create a new user. In this request, you need to send this data name and job. This is the path, and we will get response to 0 and response is name, job ID, and created date and time. So I explain step by step how we can send post request in Playwright and will get response. Open VS Code and create test case, test round bracket, post, enter test case name, post, create user async round bracket, curly bracket, and then request inside this curly bracket. After this, add callback function and write test case inside this block. First, we will define method, and the method is post because we want to create a new user. Here method is post. Const response is equal to await request, and request is here multiple methods you can view: delete, dispose, fetch, get. If you want to fetch the user record, so you can use get. And this is the method post. Select post and then enter URL. We need to enter URL here inside this bracket. Click on this one, and this is complete URL. Open VS Code, enter URL here, and then here we will use comma and bracket. We have successfully defined API URL. Next thing we need to do here, we need to here enter data. As you can view in this request, we need to send name and job in a body. So here we will use data curly brackets. Here we need to enter name and job. First enter here name, enter here test name, and then enter job, and job is SQL. Now this is REST API, so we will use here, I need to define here headers. Inside this header we will define API key and content type application JSON. So first define content type, and content type is application JSON. Content dash type, enter here comma, same as well we need to enter comma here, content type, and then application slash JSON, and then define API key. We can get API key from here. You can view get free API, click on this one and scroll down your API key. This is API key, and how to use, add the header, include this header in your API request. We need to add this value in header section. Open VS Code, enter here API key, and then enter here comma, enter comma here, comma, and then comma. Find here comma, remove this one because here we need to define after X API key comma here. Now after defining these headers, we will add a section here. When sent this request, click on back, scroll down, and here can view post request. We will get 201 response code, and we will get name, job ID created it in our response. So here we will use assertion expect response dot status round bracket dot, we need to enter here, remove this one, and here after this block status dot to be 201 status to be 201, enter here bracket and remove this one. This is for verifying that after this response we should get 201 response code. Let's add more assertions and print response in a console. Const body is equal to await response. This is REST API, and we will get response in a JSON. So here use JSON and then print this response in a console log, and then enter this variable name, which is body. First get the response and then print this response in a console. Now here we will get ID and name, job. Expect body dot to have property, and the property is ID. We will get ID in a response. Add more assertion. Expect body dot name dot to be, what we will get in a response, we will get test username in a response when the resource will be created. Test. Save this file. Here we define API URL, and this is post API, so request dot post. This is header section, content type, and API key. We are expecting that 201 response code will be received when a user successfully created, and print response in a console, and this property should be displayed in a response which have ID, and expect body dot name dot to be test, because here we define name is equal to test. Now run the test. For running the test, enter command here npx playwright test, enter file name post dot spec dot ts. This test case will be running in 3 browsers because here we do not define any browser name. Test will be running on 3 browsers. Click on enter for running the test, running 3 tests using 3 worker, and running test. As you can view here, 3 passed. Here in our response we can view starting test host create user, first running on Firefox, and this is the name which is test job 784. and then running the test on WebKit, and then third test case running on Chromium. So you can view here finished 3 passed. We can open the report in a Chrome browser. This is the command for opening a report in a browser, npx playwright show report. So that's our for today tutorial on post API request using Playwright in a simple and effective way. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to Wisco World. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.